You found Two in the Closet. We're two friends over 50 spill the tea, share the laughs, and talk about all the weird and wonderful and WTF moments of life. I'm Jen.
And I'm Beth, recording from a very real closet because it's the only place we sound this good. And because life's just better with great acoustics and a little secrecy. So shut the door, pour the wine, let's talk. This morning, I realized I'd been having a full-blown conversation with Colin about whether I should buy a new toaster oven.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't answer, which frankly was rude, but it hit me. This is solo aging in a nutshell. It's those little moments, the freedom to live exactly how I want, the quiet that's sometimes bliss and sometimes, well, a little too quiet. So today we're talking about solo aging, the good, the gritty, and the gloriously unapologetic. Welcome back to Two in the Closet. Today we're talking about something that's not only personal for me, but also becoming more and more common, solo aging. Had you ever heard of that?
Never.
I know.
Never, ever, ever, ever.
That's aging without a partner,
Okay.
often without kids in the picture. Sometimes it's by choice, and for others, it just happened that way. But either way, it's reality for millions of us, me, especially women.
Right. Almost 3 in 10 Americans over 65 live alone. And among women over 75, it's almost half. So if you're solo now, or you might be later, this episode is for you. We're going to hit the big stuff: mental health, money, legal must-haves, and how to live vibrantly and connected.
Yes. Before we go deep into that, I learned about solo aging, I don't know, maybe within the last year, relatively new. I don't know if it's always been around and it just didn't pop.
Yeah, I've never heard of it.
But we recently had a tsunami warning here at the time of this recording. And so I realized that, oh my gosh, like I'm alone. I know I'm prepared. I know how to get out and get safety or whatever.
Right.
But I had a couple of friends reach out to me and say, hey, if you need a place to stay, offer their homes that are out of the tsunami zone or whatnot. And so I made a post about it on Facebook and I said, as a solo ager, it was really, really nice to have these friends reach out to me because they know I live alone. And I cannot tell you how many people said, I'd never heard that term before.
Yeah, no, never.
I'm like, well, you don't have to because you're married.
Right? God damn it.
Every person that said I'd never heard it before, it's not in your sphere because you're not. Although if you're married, you're probably not going to die at the same time. So somebody's going to be a solo ager. But anyway, before we get into all the stats and research, I want to be clear and honest. Solo aging is not just a trend. It's a whole mood. As a I want to say solar because I am a beam of light.
You are.
As a solo ager myself, I didn't really give much thought to being alone until I hit 60. And then I started thinking about grim stuff like dying alone, no one noticing for days, Penelope eating my eyeballs for food.
You have mentioned that to me before.
A lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So to be clear, solo aging isn't all grim. For me, it's sitting for hours on my patio, reading without interruption over 2 cups of my favorite mushroom coffee. I love all of that. I love deciding I want to take a drive at the drop of a dime and I don't need to check with somebody. It's paddleboarding at 7 a.m. without needing to make a meal for someone. And it's finally, I think this is one of the biggest gifts, it's finally coming to peace with my body. I quit trying to fit into trends or my size 10 jeans. And I can binge watch Love is Blind or White Lotus without judgment because I know some of my friends judge me for Love is Blind.
I don't judge you.
Yeah. And I can go to bed at 7 o'clock if I want. And I do regularly. There's a lot of freedom in solo aging. And then
it sounds...
doesn't it sound like fun?
I have to tell you, is being a married woman for over 20 years, almost 20 years, I love solo time. I do. I love solo time. It's very important. But everything that you just said just now is like a vacation for me. Like it sounds absolutely wonderful.
The grass is always greener, right? But Is your dog gonna eat your eyeballs out if you're a solo ager? You don't know. You don't know. Um,
I
and
don't
then
know.
there are reflections. I do not call them regrets. I have very few regrets in life, but I have reflected on how my life might have looked had I stayed in the relationship that he wanted, but I had outgrown. I've reflected on my decision slash circumstances that leave me with no children.
Mhm.
I'm barren. Um, I have thought on the fact that someday I may need assistance and I have no children or relatives to help. And also, on the other side of that coin, and I told this to my nurse practitioner the other day, I am happier, more active, and more creative than I have in any other past era of my life. I am in my creativity era for sure and reinvention. I feel so energized by life. And if I have any regret at all, it's that I didn't figure this out and feel like this all the time.
Right. I think we all could relate to that.
Yeah. All of that paired with zero fucks to give anymore. And life is pretty darn sweet.
I like it.
Yeah. Solo aging is a mix of power, peace, and the occasional pang. Not going to lie there. And the truth is, my experience is one snapshot. Across the country, it's a growing reality, and the numbers are fascinating. Take it away, Jen.
Let's start with landscape. We're talking about more people than ever living alone in older age. Married households have dropped from 71% in 1970s to 47% now. And more adults in their 50s and 60s are child-free than ever before, around 1 in 5. And it's not the same everywhere. States like Maine, Florida, and Vermont have bigger older populations.
Florida. Come on.
Oh, Florida?
Retirement capital of
Yes,
the.
that is true.
Yeah.
That means resources might be better in those areas, but also competition for services could be higher.
Which means expensive, right?
Exactly.
The US Surgeon General has actually called loneliness a public health epidemic. And that is something that all solo agers really have to pay attention to because it's a slippery slope. It could snowball. And loneliness isn't just you're sad. It can literally make you sick. It's
Mhm.
linked to a higher risk of heart disease, stroke, depression, and ultimately even death.
And it also, I'm going to add to that the broken heart
Oh,
syndrome.
there is a broken
Yeah,
heart syndrome. Yeah. Yeah.
that's real.
Yeah.
But there's the flip side. You can take action, social connection, purpose, and movement all protect your health. It's not about having 100 friends, it's about quality, meaningful relationships.
Yeah. So this topic of women and solo aging, it hits harder because we live longer than men. We remarry less often, and we tend to end up solo
Hmm.
later in life and more frequently. I have been solo most of my life. Um, an AARP survey found that our top fears are losing independence,
Mm,
poor health, memory loss, running out of money, and being able to afford care. All of those, all of them times 10. Let's
yes.
talk about the 5 must-have documents and
Ye
explain them like I'm a kid, okay?
Okay, so Beth, this is the part where people usually glaze over legal paperwork, but let's make it super simple. And I do that too. I think of paperwork and
Yeah, just
it's
the
yeah,
zone,
out the
right?
window. So easy, easy breezy.
Yes. So exactly. So think of these documents like a backpack you pack before a big trip, right? If
Yeah.
you don't pack it, you might get stuck without what you need. And for solo agers, there's no spouse or kid automatically stepping in. So you have to name your helpers in advance. And that is a healthcare proxy or
Healthcare
advance
proxy. Okay,
directive.
that I've heard of.
Yeah.
That I've
Somebody
heard of.
to speak for you if to the doctors when you can't, if you're
Mhm.
incapacitated. I have a friend that is in that situation right now. It's awful. Super healthy person and there was some reaction during a procedure and it rendered her pretty much paralyzed. Her brain is fully functioning, but
No one's
she's not able to communicate.
still.
Huh?
Still? You tell
Yeah.
me about this.
Yeah. So if you don't have somebody on the books, on record that can speak for you, what happens, right? A durable financial power of attorney, that's the person that handles your
You've heard of it.
finances if you can't. Um, a will or a trust, who gets what, right?
Very important.
And your beneficiary designation. Something's happening. bones are just sliding on,
They're sliding off.
like sliding down the back of my head. I still don't know if we need these. Beneficiary designations. Who gets your bank accounts, your retirement funds, your life insurance without dealing with courts, right? And then the HIPAA release, which lets your chosen person get your medical info. So that
That
really,
I
really
didn't know
important.
number 5.
Yeah.
I did
So
not.
that means obviously the healthcare proxy will speak on your behalf,
Okay.
but this gives them access to all the
That's
records,
good to know
a
because
complete.
I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah.
And none of these have to be scary or expensive. Some states let you download free forms. You must fill them out, sign, sometimes get them notarized, and keep copies where people can find them.
Yes. My vault.
Yes. Put them in a file, label it, tell
When I'm
someone,
dead. I have a desktop on the desktop that says when I'm dead or if I die.
and that's
And it's
where we find
got all.
information.
Yeah, that's all the digital stuff, but then I have the physical vault, right? It's not a vault, it's a box, but it's organized so that you can put all that stuff. I'm gonna be honest and 100% transparent. I don't have any of those yet.
Uh,
But, it keeps me up at night. So,
right.
again,
Yeah,
this is one of those things that I don't have to worry endlessly about. I could just take care of it. So,
exactly.
alright.
It's been on my mind
Let's
too.
talk about fun stuff now, okay? Living a vibrant life, not just surviving, because who wants to live to be 100 years old if you're just existing, right?
Exactly.
So, movement is medicine, and the CDC says to aim for 150 minutes a week of moderate exercise plus 2 days of strength training with some balance work. I
Mhm.
know that balance work is really important for me right now because I like to fall down. That could be walking, swimming, yoga, whatever keeps you steady and
I
strong.
love swimming. I have to start doing that. And purpose matters. So, volunteering, mentoring, joining clubs, or even starting your own little friendship circle can boost your mood and keep your brain
Yeah,
sharp.
yeah. And speaking of connections, I recently joined a group. It's called Real Roots. We're not getting paid to plug them or anything. And I don't even know what it's going to be like because it hasn't happened yet. But it matches like minded women that are close in age and demographic, like, for me, solo ager. And you buy a package of 6 weeks of activities. So, and then they have a guide or a host,
I
that
love
kind
that.
of takes you through, keeps the conversations going, right? So they do dinners, book clubs, outdoor adventures, all sorts of things. And when that landed in my inbox, I got so excited because um it's built-in socializing, right? It matches you better than it's, you think about online dating, right?
Right.
How many people you have to go through even though their profile says one thing, and you go through some of those sites, you go through a pretty elaborate um, discovery questionnaire,
Oh, yeah.
right? And so this does the same thing. It asks you all kinds of things.
It's really cool.
Yeah. And it even asks you if you drink, if you smoke marijuana, like it will pair
Like
you.
minded people.
Yeah. Do you do hallucinogenics? Like it drills down into I wanna hang out with the 65-year-olds that are doing mushrooms. I think that would be a phenomenal conversation, but I'm just
Right.
saying, I love that they go that deep to do their best to match, so I signed up for just one event that
Just to
happens
see
next
how,
week because I wanna see if it's something
where are you going?
I don't know yet,
Oh,
they text you. It's
oh,
somewhere in Long Beach, but I will report back.
I would like to
But
hear
if
it.
this works, I am in 100% because I've lived down here for 5.5 years, 6 years, 6 years, 5 or 6 years, and I have one neighbor friend that lives in a different complex, and we always promise we're gonna do stuff, but we don't.
Oops,
Um,
sorry.
and that's it. And one guy friend that I have known all of my adult life, but he's married and his wife is ill, and so he's got a lot of, commitments there, and we don't socialize like
Right.
that, right? So and granted, I could have done more, but I'm just saying this is a structured environment that could help me kind of reach out because as much as I love you And Lisa, you guys, you're not next door
Right,
neighbors.
right,
It's a plan to
right.
do
It's
things
definitely a
together.
plan.
And it'd be nice to go for a walk with somebody,
I
call them up and I'm like, "Oh God, look at the sunset. Let's go down to
I
the beach."
think it's absolutely great,
Yeah.
and I cannot wait to hear
I know. I'm
what
super excited.
so you have to report back.
There's another thing. Now, here's my dream.
Tell me
Here's
your
my
dream,
dream.
Beth.
Tiny house village with a really, really nice communal space. But it's women my age. There could be men. I mean, I'm not gonna say, but it could just be, a neighborhood of solo agers,
Right.
and everybody has their tiny home, but in this community, there would be a really, really beautiful communal kitchen and clubhouse, maybe a movie theater, of course, a gym. It would have to be in the trees near a body of water for me, and I actually found one. It's in Northern California. It's,
Really?
I did, and the prices of the homes are reasonable, but there's no availability. But, um
Is it like 55 and older?
it's not, but, or I think it is. I think it is. It is. I'm sorry, it is, of course, because that's what I was looking for. Um, but it l that the website made it appear that there were also rental properties, so I'm not
Ooh.
really interested in buying
Right.
unless it was super affordable, but, I mean, the prices were like $115,000 up. I only need a bedroom.
Right.
I am convinced I can live in a tiny home, and
I definitely can.
but I wanna do it around other tiny home
Right.
people
That's a great idea.
and maybe have a couple of hot worker guys that can come in and make repairs when needed, but otherwise, like, I wanna live my independent life, but then there are things called mini villages that are popping up too, that
I
people
love
are
this.
yeah. It's a small trusted circle of friends and neighbors who support each other as they age. So they share resources, companionship, and practical help.
I love
And you don't
it.
need a big budget or formal structure to start, just communication and commitment, right? So, step one, define your purpose and scope. Decide if the village is going to focus on practical help, social connection, resource sharing, or a mix, right? Um, find your core group, your friends and neighbors.
Yeah.
Create a help menu. So, what people are willing to offer. So, this becomes kind of not a bartering, but like I can do this really well and you
Right.
can do that really well. Let's swap,
Let's
right? Or just know that
I really like that. I like
yeah.
this. I wanna live in a mini village.
Yeah. Set up communication, one way that you communicate, not 10,000, whether it's a
Life would
Facebook group. Yeah,
life
like
would be
like
easier.
when I like when I ask Jen a question in a text and then I get an email answer
Yeah.
or a Canva shared document or "Oh, check the Google Drive."
It's very confusing. All of this is very
We went through the
confusing.
big learning curve with
Yes.
but that's
It's
okay. But one main channel,
yeah.
however that is.
One and
And
done, right?
agree on boundaries. Again, boundaries are super important, right? Nobody can be on call 24/7.
No.
Um, don't ask me to do your wiring and make me feel guilty because, you're gonna hire a pro for that because you're not gonna want me to do that.
Right. Okay.
Gather regularly and keep it an invitation only first so you guys can really make sure because again, it's like a group, it's a tribe of people, right?
Right.
You wanna make sure that you're all vibing together, right? You don't want Debbie Downer from a previous episode who's gonna complain all the time.
No,
If you
because
guys are all fun and you're all, like, waiting for 5 o'clock so you can have happy hour out by the
right.
fire pit,
And then you have a
that's my life, like, I can see myself just getting together with all the other old ladies.
I don't know why I see
I
springs for you.
It's too hot.
It is
No,
not
I have to be no, I
now
it's
it has to
this
be
place in Northern California hit all the buttons. It's 10 minutes from the redwoods. That checked off
mm.
my trees. That's even a bigger tree than I needed to be around.
Is there a waiting list you could put your name on it?
I don't know. There's a body of water,
Mm.
so I can paddleboard, right? Till the wheels fall off, right? Or do the fins fall off.
Right.
Yeah?
Or your legs fall off.
Or I fall off.
Whichever comes first, people.
Hopefully I can get back on. But you see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I need I need nature around
you
me.
do, you need
Palm
it.
Palm Springs is beautiful, but it's a different landscape, and I don't wanna look at that. I don't think I'd be happy looking at that landscape all the time.
Yeah,
But trees never get old. Um, so those are the tips if you want to start a
those are great too.
village, yeah. The important thing is find your people, right? Like, find people that you can trust. It's not about being alone. It's about owning your life and your choices and your joy. And again, mine is one story, but this is
There's
the
probably
happiest
other.
era that I have lived in.
Oh, that's so great.
Yeah. Sometimes it's talking to your cat for 20 minutes and not feeling bad about it. And you know what? Colin and I have a lot of deep conversations.
Yes,
So I'm Beth,
I'm Jennifer.
and this has been Two in the Closet.
It has. Have a good night. Oh,
How do you know it's a night?
I don't.
Thanks for hanging out with us in the closet. I'm Beth,
And I'm Jen.
and this has been Two in the Closet, your place for laughs, real talk, and maybe a little oversharing. Make sure to follow or subscribe so you never miss an episode. And if you like what you heard, leave us a review. It helps more women find the closet.
Until next time, keep the door closed and the conversations going.